Yo, it's your boy Nicolo here. I'm recording a video for English class, So, we're gonna be talking about the differences in the Macbeth movies compared to the books, compared to the plays, all that stuff. So, we've gone to a movie, and it's the best movie you've ever seen in your life. You loved it. You went there, you saw it. It was great. It was amazing. The plot was good. It was funny. It got a series of the good parts, and the climax was amazing. A few years later, a different studio, a different producer, different actors, they make a new movie. The same movie, based off the same book, same stuff like that, but it's the worst movie you've ever seen in your life. That's because of adaptations. Producers, studios, and actors interpret the movie/book/play differently. When they interpret the books, play, or movie differently, they make adaptations or changes to it based on the way they interpret the movie, book, or play. For example, today we're going to be talking about Macbeth by Shakespeare. If you don't know who Shakespeare is, he's one of the most notable play writers to ever live. He's most famous for writing tons of plays, books, etc., like Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Julius Caesar, stuff like that. Shakespeare's language is one of the most interesting languages out there. It's been translated into as almost any language you can think of. It has the most complicated to understand, and it's also been performed in so many different forms, so many different times. So when you go to watch the new movie, compared to the old movie, there's new things that you don't like, or maybe there's things you do like, and maybe it's better before. But not all the time is it the same movie. So a little bit of background on Macbeth. Macbeth was written in 1600 by Shakespeare. It was based in 11th century Scotland, and it's a tragedy of political ambition. Macbeth is given the name Thane of Cawdor and quickly becomes power-hungry and wants to become king. To do this, he ends up killing his own king and his friend King Duncan. Soon, people become suspicious of Macbeth and his wrongdoings, and he is soon killed by Macduff. Malcolm is also on this team of killing Macbeth, and he becomes king shortly after, since he was Duncan's son. There are different movie versions of Macbeth that we will be talking about today. 3 of them are Macbeth 2010, featuring Patrick Stewart as Macbeth, Macbeth 2015, featuring Michael Fassbender as Macbeth, and The Tragedy of Macbeth from 2021, featuring Denzel Washington as Macbeth. There are many differences between the different movies of Macbeth, the biggest one being cinematography. Starting with, in chronological order, Macbeth 2010, featuring Patrick Stewart as Macbeth. The lighting in this scene, as we can see here, is very dark and gloomy. It almost seems like its fog is surrounding the room, and it gives us a very mysterious and discreet feeling. Next up is Macbeth 2015, featuring Michael Fassbender as Macbeth. In this movie, it almost looks like a painting, and the vibrant red colors help portray a very brutal and dystopian feel. But not only do the vibrant red colors help portray a very brutal and dystopian feel, it also helps show how much blood and violence is in the movie. This is definitely the most violent movie out of the 3. If you're a big violence fan, I recommend you watch this one. Next up, we have Macbeth 2021, or The Tragedy of Macbeth, featuring Denzel Washington as Macbeth. This movie is different in a few different ways. One of the biggest ways, which is very different from a lot of other Macbeth movies, not only these 3, is that it's recorded in black and white. It's not like this movie is outdated and is not able to be filmed in color. They chose to make it in black and white. But Bruno Del Bono did not just make this movie in black and white for no reason. He did it for a certain purpose. When first asked about why he recorded the whole movie in black and white, he explained that it was supposed to originally be filmed in Skye, Scotland. But after the coronavirus pandemic, the film's location changed to a soundstage. Later, after also being asked why the film was filmed in black and white, he said, "So it raised the question of what are we going to build? And what is it going to be?" And suddenly, black and white became obvious because then people don't relate to anything. Any colors or anything. The wall is just walls. Not only is the movie filmed in black and white, but it is almost like every scene has some sort of fog. Whether it's transitioning from one scene to another, or it's just in the background, fog seems to find itself in every single scene. It really does help show a gloomy and dark feel throughout the whole movie. So whatever it is, whether it's the color, reds, the vibrant colors, the fog, or the time period, all these Macbeth movies have their own adaptations that make them different from the other. And if you went to go see the Patrick Stewart 2010 version of this movie, and you might have thought it was pretty good, and you went to see the next one, maybe you too thought that this one was much worse, and that it was way different, and you didn't know why. But then after watching this video, you know why, because I know how. So this is your boy Nicola. I'm gonna see you guys later. Thank you for watching my video. This is how the Macbeth movies are different from each other.